the status 3?
I'm good, just making the world a better place, that's all.
Yeah, that's right. My rap scare the fuck out of people, but I'm just misunderstood. But if you was to listen real good, then you wouldn't mistake me for being crazy. You would learn to love and appreciate me now. Hear me clearly, the reason I am how I am, they don't scare me. I'm not under the spell, I'm not trapped in a cycle, they can't pull the wool over my eyes. I see the truth, for all of our lives we've been lied to, and I know it's hard to accept, so we drink away the pain and party to death. Had so much sex, smoke so much weed, we just wanna have fun, we don't wanna think. We just wanna make dollars, we don't wanna make sense. We don't wanna pay attention, we just wanna pay the rent.
Young niggas that blasphemy, no religion.
Young niggas that blasphemy, no religion.
Young niggas that blasphemy, no religion.
Young niggas that blasphemy, no religion. I don't wanna hear about the spiritual epiphany, G's. I'm not a role model, I just care about what make me. More money and celebrity power, more sex, drugs, and fame. A star for my name on that LA sidewalk. That's how you want me to be, ain't it? Cause when I do good, you hate it. But when I'm evil and reckless, you love it. Fanatics, y'all a bunch of sick motherfuckers. You need to grow up and open your minds. I put truth in the song, but you want lies. I put real in rap music, but you want fake. By the time you understand me, it'll be too late. You so caught up in fantasy land, you so under the spell. I wish you luck, I wish you well. Real men drink water, we stay with our women and raise our daughters. And our little men too, and teach them the things they won't teach them in school. Like ancient black history and how to survive in these modern day times. There's no games being played, no kidding, no bullshitting there. No games being played, no kidding, no bullshitting, and no religion.
Young niggas that blasphemy,
No, Rev ain't right. This church ain't right.
Young niggas that blasphemy, no religion.
Rev ain't right. Young niggas that blasphemy, no religion.
Now we're legend. Peace to everybody. I had to play that Prodigy song again. Such a classic. Let's see. Boop. Boop. We're going to talk about something else, but I'm just going to show a few dope ass pictures while we wait instead of playing music. Imagine having one of these, man, with an engine in it. That's sick. That would be dope. Damn, do I got that other map? I found this other map with a bunch of castles. I hope I got it. Peace, look within, the first to draw blood. No, I'm joking. Excuse me. These drawings are freaking awesome. Does that look like a dude girl or what? Some of these pictures are a suspect here. It looks like a dude girl. Sociata. Peace, Mason Melt. think this is supposed to be a family crest. More like a family crust. What are them two things at the top? They look like freaking fans from a what do you call them things that generate power? Big fans, blades. I got to I'm gonna put this in the translator. I think this is Latin. I like taking stuff like this and translating it. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I like looking at these old books too. I download them and then they got pictures in there that you can't find. And they got crazy pictures from books like this. It looks like this guy is holding a plant and he's got the sun. And he's got his thing on the side of him there to make bootleg booze. He's a bootlegger like Jesus, turning water to wine. So this is called the mirror of human salvation, these pictures. Now, if that ain't a giant, I don't know what to tell people if they don't believe that or see that. That that's a fucking giant to a small individual. What the hell was that? Peace maggot, a windmill, yes, a turbine. That's a giant. For sure, for sure. So tall, he had to go on one knee to hear the guy. Damn, everyone bounced. That looks like Jesus, man. Doing a trade, a hand to hand with the demon, the spirits. Someone had told me one time all spirits are evil. And I'm like, really? So then that means your mom and your pops and everyone who comes back in the spirit is evil. Oh, I didn't say that. Yeah, you did. Dude. I told you interracial relationships have always been. Look at, you got a king and his queen, a black woman. So-called black woman. And then you got this woman and the Brontosaurus. She got no arms, just these big donkey feet. What's going on, man? She got some knockers. Oh my God. That's devastating, that picture. There's Aquarius. That's what it looks like on the left. I don't know about the right. I think that's January. He's warming up his feet. Toasties! I already showed that. I mean, these got to be more giants. I mean, look at the guy on the floor, right? And then look at the guy on the horse. Totally different size. Look at the building. Now, why would someone draw that? They got to be expressing that these people were giants. Because other than that, it would be dumb to draw a building that big and then peace, me. Yep, it is definitely a giant. It does look painful, right? That's devastating, man. On my signal, unleash hell. That's what that said, maggot. I was looking up like old vehicles and stuff. This picture you're supposed to be able to zoom in on, you know, if I have my laptop. I mean, even the size of those people, since when does a man overstand a horse? I've never seen a guy taller than a horse. I could be wrong. Yeah, I already showed this picture. So let's erase these pictures. I got a couple more new ones. Then, I guess, I sent some links out, but it seems everyone's busy. I know Dean sent me a picture where he had some wood roll over him. He effed up his arm. So I don't know if he'll be by. Yeah, I'm gonna find the name of this book. For people who like looking at old books. That's where you get a lot of good like pictures of giants. You gotta, as far as like mainstream pictures, it's the same old pictures they show. When I look in these books, I'm always finding gems. Could have sworn there's more than this. I downloaded. It's weird. Oh no, I didn't. No, I didn't. Hopefully, this will be a good build like the last couple. The build the other night with Atlas was really good. I know things started off on the wrong foot, but Atlas is a good dude, man, and he knows a lot of stuff. Anyway, you know, in my ignorant times, I was thinking about this morning, and as far as people being Masons and all that, they're not, in my opinion, they're not oppressing the world. I'm talking, you know, they're also, like Atlas had said, and I agree that I pull things out of all books, all religions, and I find something usable in all religions. All these books, more or less, they're just books to me. And people, you know, it's crazy how some people say that this is the enemy, that's the enemy, but they don't even know the art of war. I've said this before. To defeat an enemy, you must study an enemy, think like the enemy, become the enemy. Just, you know, they don't even study or try to look into stuff. A lot of people that run their mouth. That's their decision. I ain't down to no one. Just calling it how I see it. You got to meet people halfway sometimes, whether you agree with someone or not. That's how I do it, at least. I've learned something from everybody. Even through my life, I had enemies. I even learned from them. So there's not going to be unity unless people could look past disagreements and such small things. I see the bigger picture. You know how like Christians and Muslims don't get along? That's stupid, in my opinion. If a lot of religious people were truly forgiving and loving, they wouldn't argue with Satanists. I could see people that do dark witchcraft, you know, and doing the things they do, like sacrifices. That's way out of my league. DJ Spin. Peace. Spin that record. Anyway, to the pictures. Gotta love them. There's a lot of symbology in here. You got Thoth with Isis, I think that is. Yeah. And people say it is what it is, that spells ISIS. Anyway, you got your dark and your light. That looks like the Mesopotamian god there to the left, the darker one. What are they referring to? A black and white person? Or the dark and the light? They always got a dang rose in the middle for the Rosicrucians. What is Thoth weighing? A feather? And the other side, Isis is weighing a heart. So your heart must be as light as a feather. So you can. I thought that was I almost said Abraxas. I thought that was what's his name's job? Anubis, not Thoth. Then he's got the red and blue, the polarities going up his body because he is the you know, I would say he is the spine, or the body is the same as the spine. It's got energy. Why is there a fire in the center of that? I like how they got the sun and the moon on the analemma on an infinite cycle. That's why it's the 8 is infinity. They should have painted the frickin' sun red. Anyway. I can't even read what that says fully. Huh. You got the male and female sign put together for the 6-pointed star. The Ankh, male and female in one. Got your Ouroboros. Now why would some Ouroboros are biting their tail and some don't bite their tail? But this one's not biting their tail. They got the swastika. I know most people are going to say, oh my God, with this picture. What the heck? Is that a shminas with a weed leaf on top? Why would they do that? He looks so ugly, that dude. He looks like, what's his name from Family? The Adams Family. What's his name? With the light bulb over his head. And people stopped typing, they left. The man fucked up. So what they always got this all-seeing eye, man. You know, that could mean so many different things. Is it Saturn? Philosophica. Yeah, left and right brain. That is true too. A lot of religious symbology aligns with the human body. Because we are the center of our own universe. Ouch. I wish I could zoom in on this to look at these symbols closer. I got to figure out what this says. I think me and man, my brain ain't thinking right. I think I drank too much tap water. Lucid, me and Lucid had deciphered this. I'm gonna show Dean's arm. Sorry, Dean. Look at Dean's arm. Oof. Ow. Is that a boo-boo? Oh, man. Dean, were you arm wrestling a grizzly bear? That's satanic. So there's 7. It's the waxing moon, the waning moon, the crescent moon, and the new moon. What's that thing in the center? Looks like kind of looks like they copied the caduceus. You got your horns for what? The cow, the devil, the moose, the deer, or a deer is called a caribou. I got the key. I hope Dominic or Axis come by. I wish I had to send them a link so we can talk about this esoteric stuff here. The Hermetic philosophy. Let me see if I could read that. I'm going to do it this way. Here it is. Boom. says, the top part says, I attract all those seeking God and the truth. Those alone will find the art. I am the magnet stone of divine love, attracting the iron-hard men. Whoa! On the road to truth. Dude, that didn't sound right. I'm attracting the iron-hard men? Jesus Christ. Jesus. I am the moisture which preserves everything in nature and makes it live. I pass from the upper to the lower planes. I am the heavenly dew and the fat of the land. I am the fiery water and the watery fire. Nothing may live without me in time. I am close to all things, yeah, in and through all things, nevertheless unknown. Sounds like the electricity, the energy. Nevertheless, nevertheless, I only am in the grasp of the philosophers. I unfold and fold up again, bringing contentment to the artists. Without me, thou can't do anything. Furthering any of our affairs, therefore fear God. Nah. Pray and work in patience. Nah. If you find me, your want would cease, and you have a merciful God who befriendeth thee and giveth thee whatever thy heart may desire. Well, that's odd because it says a merciful God. I don't think the God's too forgiving when he tells Lilith, go back to Adam or I'm going to slaughter all your children. Or I'm going to firebomb an entire city because of what two evil people did. That ain't too forgiving. The moisture must be caught, lest it should change into vapor or fume. The two vapors or fumes are the roots of the art. The prima materia derives in existence from the fiat, the word of creation. And this word comes from the Father, who is the creator of all things. Who is that? Oh. Sorry, I was looking out my window. Somebody's out there going, yo! Where was I? And this word comes from the Father, who is the creator of all things, and the Spirit radiates from both. This is God's life-giving air. Then, too, air brings to life everything within the elements. The fire warms all things, the water refreshes, delights and saturates all things. And the nitrous earth, mother-like, nourishes and sustains all things. The air was born out of fire, and in turn makes the fire burn, that it may live. But air, in the form of water, is food for the fire, and the fire burns into this element. Water and dew of the ground, the greasy fat dew of the ground. The earth as keeper of nitrous salt nourishes it. For the womb of the earth is the sulfuric nitrous salt of nature, the one good thing God has created in this visible world. The same salt / mother of the elements is the nitrous, luminous, and spiritual gamastic water, earth or crystal, which has nature in its womb, a son of the sun and a daughter of the moon. It is a hermaphrodite born out of the wind, A phoenix living in fire, a pelican, reviving his dear young ones with its blood. The young Icarus, drowned in the water, whose nurse is the earth, whose mother is the wind, whose father is the fire, the water her caretaker, and drink one stone and no stone, one water and no water, nevertheless a stone of living power and water of living might, a sulfur, a mercury, a salt, hidden deep in nature, in which no fool has ever known foreseen. Deus vendit sua dona pro labor. Anyway. It's only been a half hour. Damn. I should have took today off. Jesus be looking malnourished in some of these pictures. Mysterious Magnum. Forgot what that animal is at the bottom there. I've had pictures of it. The dog body and the fire breathing head. Parabola, ellipsis, circulus. Interesting. Now, this is another picture I found of the woman standing on the crescent moon, because to be honest, last month was the first time I seen a crescent moon where it was at the bottom, just a fingernail. I've always seen them at the top, on the side. I've never seen the crescent moon at the bottom like that. That's just me. Maybe other people have, but I haven't. And it's odd in this picture how they're showing the heavens opening up. She got a baby in her hand. Yeah. No. It's a she-man. What was she stepping on, or he? There's a dead guy and then another guy alive. Is that the polarity of death and life? The history of the world? Nah, we don't buy it. Nope. You got the lady with the sun, and then you got the other lady with the stars. And you got the one-eyed. Is that Saturn or Polaris? Or God's throne? The Watcher? That would be your third eye. The left and right brain, like DJ Spin said. Yeah, Fester. I'm all late. I gotta figure out what that Jewish thing is there in the center with the light. It's Guy got the fish hat. Is he the fisher of men? I don't like how there's two naked men standing holding hands there. It's a little odd. The ancient order of free gardeners, light, harmony, and truth. Peace, Deion Sandals. Just going over some esoteric stuff here. Trying to learn more on the symbolism. So I can read the symbols easier when I see them. Huh. It's weird how they got that building on fire, then they got the phoenix over it, and then they got a baby sitting on a stick that the woman and man's balancing out. They have all the symbols of the wandering stars, the four elements. And there's that crescent moon again, with the crescent at the bottom over her head. So would that be the same as this lady? Boop. Dean, you gotta come up here and explain this right here. Explain this picture, Dean. We all want to know what happened. Were you wrestling grizzly bears again? Don't lie. You were arm wrestling gators. You should have won because they got short arms. Where were we? There we are. You know, I know people don't probably agree when I go over the esoteric, but I'm interested in it because a lot of this stuff you got to break down. The art of war is study your enemy. You don't have to be at a physical war. This is spiritual. Look at the moon looking at her like, what are you holding my head up for? Here's a better picture, I think. Oh, shit. I can't really make out. You got the cycles of the moon up there. You got the zodiacs. I don't know what that bottom half is. That A, B, C, D, E, F look like musical notes. And then you got the she-men with knockers, I think. Yeah, I don't want to look at that anymore. It's oogly. Yeah, I know, Dean. I was just bullshitting. I seen what you wrote, and I sent you the link. Is there any way, Dean, to get a hold of Axis? I want to somebody to come up that can break these symbols down. What's up, Dean?
Hey, Jack. Yeah, now me trying to pull a big bloody log. I moved the log, and another log came down and fucking trapped my arm, rolled across it. Goodness
That's a pretty bad wound.
Yeah, it's not deep enough for stitches, though, my friend.
Just took the skin off, basically. It's a big wound, but it's just superficial, really. It's only skin deep.
Is there any way to get a hold of Axis? Who likes this? This is my new screen saver.
Yeah, that's a bloody that's a trick of the mind, isn't it?
I see you.
I'm not sure how to get hold of Axis. I mean, I've got I'm in his friend base. I'm subscribed to him. Have you subscribed to him?
Yeah, I think so. Dean, Dion Sandals says, "Heal up, bro. It's only a flesh wound."
Yeah, thank you, Dion. Yeah, exactly. It's only a flesh wound. I'll be right.
Peace, be Freeman, or be free, man. Be free, man. Damn.
Be free, man.
I love it. We should be free.
Yeah.
Now, Thoth, as we see in this picture, Thoth wears the same headwear as the Plague Doctor. I've showed that before, sort of. And the same headwear they wear at these, you know, people say they wear masks in those get-togethers so they can have sex with each other and not know who's who. I don't know how true that is. People always spicing something up to make it sound good. Yep. Yeah, I'm just showing some pictures, Dean. I don't know if you missed them, but I had some esoteric pictures.
Yeah, I've been looking into this esoteric, how to read. You remember when Axis dropped us that link and he says, well, he didn't drop us a link, but he said that we could research how to read esoteric architecture, right?
Yeah, I gotta do that. You know, he said when you learn, or he said when you look into what he gave us, we'll be able to look at the architecture and it'll speak to us more. So
yeah, well, I mean, I started looking into it. Because you know, I fully believe that these symbols that we're talking about, they go back a long way, and I could almost say that there were even symbols that in the buildings, and that if we could read that, those, you know, acknowledge and see where those symbols are in buildings, we might be able to read it in that esoteric message that Axis was talking about. I had an interesting conversation last night when in Telegram I joined up with a group called Dr. TARDIS, or the Doctor's TARDIS, right? The Doctor's TARDIS, meaning that, you know, you can look into time and then see through different timelines. And there's 5,400 members in this group. It's a massive group, man. You know, you can't keep up with everything in the group. If you try to read every video, you'd be there all bloody day. I wouldn't have time to come over here. I wouldn't even have time to go out and get firewood or do the other things and I've got to do in life.
Crikey, mate.
Crikey,
Excuse me.
mate. Yeah. So yeah, there's 5,440 something members. It's amazing, you know. And so you get a lot of content. And I go through it because I'm looking for giant trees,
Right.
titans, Deuterian, it's like mud flood, mud fossil type things. Those are the things, the keys that I look for. When I go through the messaging, I just flick through it. Sometimes it's just too much to go through, that I'll just go straight to the bottom of the page and just pick up from there, because there's no way you can go through that.
When I'm in Pinterest, you know, I know a lot of people don't like that site, but every time I go into Pinterest, I find stuff from old books, and then you could hit the link under the picture if they put it, and it'll take you to the web page that has the books. And I downloaded this book, man. It's got pictures I just showed some of giants. You missed it. I'll upload those pictures again.
It's all good. It's all good. You can send them to me on Telegram if you want.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the best way. Whenever you send me stuff, I go through that. I don't go through everything that I get on different Telegram groups, but I must say that I keep a pretty good tab on what you do. I try and keep a good tab on what Adrian is putting out.
I try to keep mine private. I try to keep it private, my Telegram, because I put it for my links on my channel, and then I started getting a bunch of people from China and all. I never heard of any of these people, so I took it down. I said, fuck this, man. You know, I created it to talk to people privately and send stuff. I didn't create it to be commercialized, you know.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I mean, I get a lot of ads from people who want to get involved with cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, right? And they always say, "Have you heard about the world crash of the stock markets?" You know, or the banks, the crash of the banks, and it's just a gimmick to get. It's a gimmick to get you on board with buying some kind of cryptocurrency.
They could take your crypto and shove it up their recto.
Exactly. So, you know, I usually block them. I mean, if they want to carry on and go further, I'll just block them. I usually give them a comment and say, look, I've just shot your profile. I haven't found you in the group. I don't know what you're talking about here. And then they say, well, you know, there's this blah, 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 something is crypto. And I go, okay, that's it. That's enough. It's all I need to know. And I'll just block them. Maureen's phone got shut down today. She couldn't get into Facebook. She couldn't get into Messenger. They were giving us all sorts of grief. I actually did a complaint, went through the complaints department. They actually got into a chat with me. I was able to, through that chat, be able to discern that something had gone into a feed that, you know, that needed to be looked at. So they gave me, they said that she had no access for 180 days. And I said, holy shit, that's bloody half a year. And so I bloody...
It's not funny, but...
It's not funny. No. And I know what you're saying. And it got me to the point where I've actually went in and they said, do you want to review this? And I said, yeah. So I started to review it. I started to ask questions. They came up with a questionnaire sheet form that we could exchange questions on. I did that with them, and then they popped us back in. And so she was, it was this really thing, because what I said is the account it logs itself out. It wasn't us logging out. The account was logging itself out. And they rectified the situation. And so we were able to get back in there. And then I found several what I would call red flags that would be possible scams or, trolls or something. So I went through and deleted as much of those as I could. And then she got her account back. So you just got to really be mindful of the people who are trying to get friend requests of you, who these people are, what they...
That's why I didn't put it there, Dean, because people, they were coming from China with Chinese writing and shit. And I'm like, I don't know these people. Where are they coming from? I had to block them all.
That's right. So we went through and blocked them all, and that just changed everything. And Maureen's now got a bloody Facebook account back and a Messenger account. But for a moment there, we were looking like she wasn't going to get it for 180 days on a review. Right? If the review didn't come through, you lose it altogether. So if I hadn't gone in and questioned that, she could have lost her bloody account, had to start again.
Whoa, that's my old. We've done it.
Man. Wow.
I mean, I'm not that bloody computer savvy either, Chuck, when people ask me to can you give me the link for that? And I don't even know how to add a link, right? I mean, I copy and paste, but if I can't go out of where I am, if I'm in chat and I can't go out of it to some other page that hasn't been opened, I have to actually open that page prior to going into chat before I can even add anything. And even then, I'm not sure how I'm doing, because I've got that many bloody copy and paste things in my copy page. And how do you delete all those?
That's crazy. I got some pictures from 1683 here, and it's supposed to be the frost. You know, when the dark ages and all that.
Okay, yeah.
Now that could have been when they were digging out a lot of the world. Remember when Axis said, I think it was Axis, he said the word is they sent Europeans here to dig out the buildings and stuff. Who knows how true that is?
Well, that's where I go with that thing about the surfacemen. It's, they don't say service, they say surface. Now, why would you call a person a surfaceman unless you were hidden underground, right? You were sent to the surface.
It's very true.
So I feel like
he was on.
Ouch. I feel he's onto something that I say I'm onto something as well when I say surfacemen. And I found an article where I think you even showed a picture of it. There's people clearing an old railway track, that's covered in mud. And, you know, so there's definitely a mud flood event. And some of it you can tell by the way that the mud's washed down that it's deep in places, like over a meter, some places even more than several meters deep, and other places only, you know, just a thin layer. But there's definitely some kind of where there's been mud or silt being left behind from some kind of flood. And these guys were clearing the railway track. It looked about maybe 700-800 deep, or half a meter deep.
Damn.
Yeah,
I'm looking at a book now. Oh, it ended. Damn it. I got a couple pages from this old book. 1609, allegedly. We'll see. Men from under the earth. It's very interesting.
Mm.
They came up to dig out.
All the infrastructure that was here before the bloody event happened, right?
Possible.
Well, I mean,
That is
most of
very
these buildings,
possible. They were hiding
very,
underground.
yeah. I have a feeling they know when these things are happening, and they go underground. I don't know how long
Yeah, they do know.
these events last for, but if the event was so catastrophic that it destroyed all life on the surface, you wouldn't even have trees or anything like that. And it's pretty obvious when you look at these mud flood buildings, these buildings that have been covered in mud or mud up to the windows or whatever, that there's no trees. You have a look at all those pictures. There's no trees. There's no snow. There's just no nature.
I have a picture that shows the building lopsided, Dean, and what they did was, I'm going to show it right now. The way they used the mud, you'll see. Let me pull it up.
Sweet.
All right. You can see the way they used the mud to make a like a ramp. Peace, it's Smoking G Sharp. Hello, peeps.
Hey, G.
This building right here, it's one of my favorite buildings. But you could see, damn it kind of messed it up. But if you look at the right, it's coming down on a slope. And you could see it was buried in mud. And what they did was they dug out the bottom half and they made it a hill. Because the other part of the building's still buried. Now, who knows how far down it goes.
Fully.
Look at it. Look at this snake, man. I was watching this guy who plays with snakes. He was playing with rattlesnakes. Yeah. And it was rattling here. And you could tell, and all of a sudden it just stops rattling. And the guy stopped the video and it said, last warning. Yeah, and your dumbass is still sitting there. Snakes strike so quick. I mean,
They're pretty quick, all right. I mean, only a mongoose, usually a mongoose, the only bloody creature I know that has a go at bloody killing snakes or birds.
Who have
Like
you ever
falcon.
seen sit like this, Dean? Look at the hand signal.
Yeah, hand signal, yep.
Now, I've seen Trump sits like that. Now, I'm not saying this is Trump. I'm saying he's using the same hand signals.
Yeah.
And I
You
found
can
this.
tell by the smirk on his face that he knows something too.
I don't know what this is. It says Achilles, but I don't know. It was
The
interesting.
shield of Achilles.
I'm gonna have to use that. I got some pictures here from a book. Wow, it's Sunday. Not many people heard. I should have zoomed in on here somehow. I mean, look at the little people on the steps. Just remember how little those people are.
I got told by a lady yesterday in Telegram that when you get a wound like this, to put egg white on it.
Can seal it. Pepper's another one.
I'm just wondering because the bloody thing's still bleeding. The bead.
No. So it needs changing, baby. I'll make a big dressing today. I've got one. No, I'll just make one. I think you might need it bandaged.
Yeah, might need to put a bandage on it.
I think I do.
Bloody thing's bleeding like a bugger still.
Yeah. Oh, well, I told you last night it's going to bleed, but there's still 3 days until it really congeals itself.
I wish I could zoom in on that. Now this is supposed to be, it says the Frost Fair of 1683. That's what that is. It's fucking cold.
So that's an ice rink. That's what that is.
Think so?
Yeah, I'd say so. By the way, they look at the people. They seem to be like skating. Yeah, but look at those ones in the foreground on the left. It looks like one is even going to tip over and fall down. And the horses are drawing those sled type things, right? They're drawing sleds.
Yeah. I wish I could zoom in. So I'm pretty sure I see some giant people already. Seriously, I see them.
Yeah, well, if you go to the left there, where those stairs
the bottom left.
Yeah.
You see in the front left, you can see the guy skipping, and then next to him is a little smaller person. To the right, you can see the people standing with the animal, and then that guy is taller than the animal with the long neck.
Yeah. Yep.
I know it's hard to see. I'm gonna save these pictures to use for my laptop to zoom in.
If you have a look at that too, on the left-hand side, there was a sort of like a stairwell where people were coming down into it.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna go back.
See on the left there, just about a third, not quite a third of the way up the picture. There's a set of stairs coming. Looks like it comes down into it.
Yeah.
And I would say there were several giants there. Look like they are helping a taller person of stature down there.
Cause yeah, you could see the group of little people. So yeah, there is giants here. You could see. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Now the guy's like way taller.
Yeah.
You could see where that horse and carriage is riding towards the steps there. Right in front of there, there's 3 little guys standing there. And then there's one guy holding something that's taller.
Yep.
Anyway, this is another picture here of the time of hell. This is another
That's the same
one.
thing. That's the same picture. You go back to that picture. Just head there. Look, it's got steps coming down.
Oh
It's like they're
shit.
coming in.
Hold on. Huh. What do you know? It could be very much the same place.
It's similar. Yeah.
Because it says Thomas Wyke. Yeah, Thames Frost Fair. Yeah, that's what this is, the Frost Fair. And then you got this one's the Frozen Thames in 1677. And then
To me,
this
it
right.
looked like it's something new. You know, they're using it like it's something new.
The Great Frost. Gold doings in London. Except it be at the lottery. With the news out of the country, a familiar talk between a countryman and a citizen, teaching this terrible, or it's not teaching, it's something else, this terrible frost and the great Ludier and the effects of them, or something. But look at this. This is one of the first robots, so they say, some 1600s. I mean, look how precise that work is there. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a pretty lethal looking truck up at the top there.
Yeah, we
Missile
need a
launcher.
couple of them. You know, you could take a piece of that plastic piping for plumbing and you could shoot fucking potatoes out there. You don't, you know, people think, you know, you need lethal rounds. And if you hit someone with a potato gun in their chest, they're fucked. They're going to keel over. So you don't always need to kill people in the war. If you hit someone in the kneecap with a potato gun, that'll be enough to draw them back. They'll be like, oh shit, my knee's broke. Don't go there. Anyway, there ain't nobody in here. Everyone jetted out.
Okay. Even the chat's going, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I think if they Access might be able to give us a bit more. He doesn't like to share too much knowledge, as he says he's.
And I understand why.
Yeah, fully. Yep. This is some of the stuff that we talk about. Maybe Dom's a little bit correct in that, as we're talking a lot, but we're not really achieving a lot of discernment.
Yeah, he don't want to give up such powerful knowledge and wisdom because, you know, what is the person going to do with it? That's the main thing. And I respect that. Some Prodigy said in one of his songs, sometimes it's best kept secret because the knowledge is so powerful and the wisdom that people will mishandle it. I don't know.
Well, the worst thing is that when you got somebody handling information that they don't know anything about.
Yeah, they'll mishandle it, misteach
they'll
it,
mishandle it. Yeah,
lie.
misteach it. Yeah,
They'll lie and create their own paradigm.
Assume that they know something, which, you know, that's an assumption. There's a lot of stuff that we do that we can talk about is assumption. When you're breaking down these buildings as to where they came from, what they were about, and everything, a lot of what we're talking about is assumption and you know, when we say you know, what's on the inside of these buildings, because, you know, all of the pictures are on the outside. They don't really show a lot of pictures of the inside. So what was on the inside of these buildings, you know? Where they show us pictures of cathedrals and churches and that, and they show us the inside architecture in them. But we don't get to see the inside.
Go ahead, keep going. I just wanted you to look at this.
Yeah. We don't get to see the inside of a lot of these buildings that they're showing in these pictures, right? We get to see the outside only.
True. True. Well, I've showed pictures of the inside a lot of times, and it's amazing. This right here.
Yeah, the inside of cathedrals and such, yes.
Yeah, or Capitol buildings.
Anything with a dome in it, there seems to be a lot of that sort of stuff, but anything that hasn't got a dome in it, we don't know really what those buildings look like.
I wish I could zoom in on this, because there's 12 guys at the bottom, which could be the Zodiacs, even though each one is holding a different shield, which is a different crest. And then you got 7 guys that surround that circle, which could be the 7 original wandering stars.
Yep, the Titan creature.
But I could be wrong.
And, you know, all of them, one of them's got a sword at the top. He's got a sword. Almost looked like he's got a
sickle?
Top hat.
Because if he had a sickle, that would be Saturn.
They all look like they got top hats with feathers coming out of them, right?
Yeah, like pirates. Or
like
the British military.
And then the guy on the left of the top of center, he's got a peacock sitting on one knee.
He's got a peacock.
Yeah, bloody peacock. And he's got some kind of, looks like a board he's written on, or he's got a notepad. The next guy down at 9 o'clock, he's got some kind of, it looks like an instrument, but it might be a pot or a vase with flowers in it. I don't know. The next guy's down is holding a bunch of like a flowers or reeds, maybe herbs. The bottom guy is lying between 2 cut-off trees, which are regrowing by the look of it. It's like they've been cut off, and the tree has got regrowth growing out of it.
Those could be also, Dean, the 12 families. See how they got different crests? You know, there's 13 families. Well, these could be 12
Yes.
of them. Maybe somebody's missing. Because they all have different crests for families. Yeah, one's got the one-headed bird. The other one's got the two-headed bird. One's got a lion. I can't really see, but yeah. I love these pictures. I'm gonna start deciphering. Put these pictures to my laptop where I could zoom in and really start deciphering this Latin or Greek.
Well, the very center of that picture's got somebody who looks like they're ailing on their deathbed.
Yeah.
Or about to die, and they've got their family or the representatives of the royals or whatever. There's definitely
Jesus.
some kind of gathering. Yeah. There's women on one side and men on the other. This one here, it looks like looks like a clerk at the office. He's at the
like
counter
a Masonic meeting.
Yeah.
Looks like a bunch of Republicans and Democrats at their Masonic temple.
Yep, even a court meeting. It's got the scales on the bench with the judges, you know.
Who's coming out the floor shooting fucking electricity? I can't really see. Somebody opened the floor up. They come from the depths of hell. And you could see that building looks like it's covered in mud. That whole part over there looks like the castle is covered in mud, right?
Yep, it's got bats in it. There's bats flying, as well as birds.
It's got the skeleton, the skull and bone symbol, peeking over the shelf there. You don't see anyone in red on the ground laying there, only in blue. Oh yeah, there's the okay, now I see the scales. I was looking at the other desk.
Yeah, when the person in the lower desk would probably be writing out the minutes. Right.
Yeah, let me zoom in. I'm gonna upload this picture so I could zoom in and see what it says under them.
But I noticed there, you know, like you look at the sky, it's being held and supported by a big pillar, right?
Yeah, the four, well, yeah.
You can see two pillars. I can't see any more, but there's towers. But there's definitely two pillars there holding up some sort of sky. And the sun's got those ziggity-zaggity lines coming down like lightning strikes, right?
Yeah. Well, the people coming from under the ground, that looks weird. It don't even look like... Those are snakes. And it looks like a woman with some sag boobs. So I can't even explain what that is. On the bottom right, those are a bunch of dogs attacking birds. I can't read. There's one guy at the bottom there where the tall giant guy. You see the tall giant guy taking the hat off. That's a skeleton hugging the other brother. And they're doing a Masonic handshake. Yeah, that guy's a giant, man. He's tall as hell compared to the other people. I can't read any of that stuff.
A mother and her child in front of the, you know, on the floor. You can see it's a mother and child.
Oh, yeah. Damn, how'd you see that? And then at the desk, sitting there, not the desk with the scales, because that has a knife on it. And then there's some guys picking, like, they look like steaks that are on the desk. And the person sitting at the desk has a headwear of snakes, serpents, just like the ones coming out of the ground there that the person's throwing up. And
The
then,
same as the people in the other side that are coming down in the sort of like the balcony.
oh yeah. Well, those
And
snakes
they've
are
got
attacking
snakes
them.
coming out of. They look like snakes coming out of their head, right?
They're attacking them. And the guy to
Yeah.
the right, behind the other desk, is a skeleton guy with his hands out. And he's blowing fire out of his mouth. He has a cigar in his mouth and it's lit. Then there's a bird in the sky. And then there's an owl on top of that castle. There's an owl sitting there. And then it has the bird with the crown. Yeah. And that castle is literally under rocks and mud. And then at the top in the triangle, you got a hand with a knife over the all-seeing eye.
I got a screenshot of it.
I could send it to you.
I'm gonna have a look at more. I'm gonna have a look more at this. There's heaps to look at. Yeah. Fucking hell, there's another one with heaps to look at.
I'm gonna send you all these. Yeah, this has it says Septenario.
It's got Azazel in the bottom right corner. Not bottom right corner, but it's got like,
where? I don't see Azazel.
Like, yep.
Oh yeah. Azazel, Samael,
Raphael,
Mazael, or
yep.
And the other one is Ariel. These are the children of El.
Yep. Viral.
Raphael, yeah, I see him now. Gabriel, Michael, and Vriel. So this might be. You got Azazel and Ariel, and this is Vriel.
All the fallen angels, right?
Yeah. Not. Well, I don't know.
Well, anyway, not the fallen, but what it refers to is the fallen. But you know where it's got up there? It's this Samuel. It looks like it's part human, part
look in the center.
Right? Snake.
Look at the guy in the center praying. It says homo.
Yeah.
It says homo. And then the word under it is I don't know. I can't read it. Satan?
Saul?
It looks like Satan. No.
Or Sanus?
These are interesting.
Yeah.
I'll send you them all, Dean.
Thank you very much.
This one's a little similar. What's in the center here? There's a guy sleeping in bed. Somebody standing over him. Yeah.
Looks like a dream time coming in from, like they're all different points of dream time coming in, right?
Trying Merides, Occidens, stupid thing, Septembrio. It's the same names as before. Orions. The other one says Dens, Dev, Deuce, and Deuce.
Meridi. Yeah.
It could be different dreams. That wasn't exciting as I thought it would be. What's this one? Yeah. We'll go to this one. Yeah, I downloaded this one because you said people from the underground, and look there.
Yeah.
You got your king, and then once again, the lady on the right. You can see all the ink blots on this thing. The lady on the right has the crescent moon at the bottom again.
Yeah.
Just like the lady I showed earlier, she was standing on the crescent moon, but the crescent moon was like a U. It was shaped like a U. And to be
Right.
honest, I think I have pictures of the moon when it was like that. One morning, and Michigander called me that morning. He said, "Bro, you see the moon outside?" And I said, "Yeah, it's a crescent moon, but it's shaped like a U." And I've never seen the moon like that. I've always seen them any other way, but exactly at the bottom of the moon. 42 years. I don't remember my first 6 years, but or 10. I'd say from 13 on, I never seen a crescent moon where it's shaped like a U at the bottom. So that means something to these people with their esoteric symbolism.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've noted slight angles to the moon before, where the crescent moon is almost in a full cup. My mother used to say, and Maureen's parents did as well, is that when that crescent moon was cupped like that, they were going to get a wet month because it's full of water. But if it was the other way up, where the crescent is pointing downwards, that means the month was going to be a dry month, not much rain. And it usually worked out that way. Whether it was true or not, I don't know. Whether it's something real to be concerned about. But everything's got a meaning, and there's something greater. There's some greater knowledge in it.
Yeah, like this says, on the right side, it says Sinistrum Brachtium. The left side says Dextrum Brachtium. And then on the top it says Frons Capitis. And it's got the guy.
Which point to me is always at the capital. And when you see these things, there's a chief, there's somebody weighing something.
Well, there's a guy with the Globus Cruciger in his hand, and he's got his hand up like Satan and Jesus do, or the Baphomet and Jesus. One hand up, one hand down. Interesting. Look at the guy in the bottom.
Even the two fingers right at the very top. Look at
that's what I was talking about.
Yep.
That's what I was saying.
Yep.
Satan and Jesus do that, right?
Yep.
And look at the guy at the bottom, Dean. He's got the ball in his hand. He's holding it out. He's got the triple crown on, like the Pope wears.
Yep.
And this says umbi or umbi. Oh, that says umbilicus or umbilicus. That word right above the angel with the wings and then the Pope with the triple crown. That word umbilicus.
Okay, yep.
Well, I got it zoomed in on I separated my screen so I could kind of explain some of this. That ship with Jesus on it. They're always selling, and then it's got a part connected to where they jigged them in the heart. Looks like, and then they got the vortex behind them of light. Yeah, I don't know. These pictures are out of my league for the most part.
For me, I can see that if you used enough of these pictures in at a certain showing, like to a public scene, you're going to get a certain amount of people that are going to go, okay, so they're showing us. I mean, even the whole thing is a cross, right? Where the bird is, right? So to me, it's like introducing. It's an introduction. And if you were building a world, a new world order, you'd want to be depicting as many captions as you could of what you're trying to bring forth. So to me, to bring forth a new world order with a one world government, a one world leader, well, even Jesus Christ is a one world leader, isn't it? I mean, if you're looking towards God's Son as being the king, right? That's telling you something for a start.
This says, shit. An accurate representation of the floating machine invented by the French for invading England, and acts
So
on the
they
principles
use,
of both wind and water mills. Huh.
yeah, it's crazy, you know. I mean, the wind mills turn the bloody water wheels, which pushes the boat forward.
That's interesting. I like that. Creative, and man, look at all the soldiers on there. Like, let's go, Johnny. Then I got this one. Boop. Well, this picture I was going to show, there's really nothing to talk about, except that's the London Bridge back in the days. I'll send you this picture so you could look at it and zoom in.
Yeah.
All right, what's this one? This one is this one. Yeah, I don't know what to make out of this picture. It don't say nothing, and it's a little blurry.
Got lots of little pyramids in those gardens left and right of the center. The statues again leading the way into the building. The building itself seems to like have the earth on top of it as its roof, right?
Yeah.
That thunder was over Kennedy.
And then that guy up the top left corner, almost like he's playing on a piano accordion, right?
He's playing an instrument like Pan.
Yeah, but it's like it's an organ, like not like the piano. It's more like an organ, like a piano accordion that we have today, rather than a piano as such. Yeah, lots of interesting stuff going on there. Definitely the mountain and the trees on the roof of that building. I'm trying to zoom in there.
That is odd how. So maybe that's symbolizing. Remember those buildings I showed? That it looks like they carved the palace right into the rock, like it was 3D printed. Remember them old pictures I showed?
Yeah, that one that Axis got you to bring up of the temple and.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
What's that signifying? That maybe this temple was carved into a mountain, or it was in the mountain, or
it sunk under the mountain after an event.
True.
Right?
Or that's just signifying the city's underground.
Yes.
Knows.
Yep.
But it's a nice picture. Let's see, what else do I got? This is just a square. I just downloaded that for ha-has. This is another contraption.
Another
I love when I find these.
Windmill-driven boat. Windmill-driven boat. Yeah.
Yeah. I love these old pictures, man. Nothing beats looking at some old stuff from our ancestors. You know? I love all my ancestors. Unless they're molesters. Then they could burn in hell like a...
You know, you could look at that as a massive drone. Right?
That shit looks like it could fly too. Why do they got the windmills at the top like they're gonna take off? Right?
Yeah,
Maybe that's what it
they just
does. It
look
could
like a
hover.
drone. You know,
Yeah.
a bloody gigantic drone that can
Right.
float on water.
Maybe it does that. It could hover like a helicopter. It could float on water or drive on water, and it might be able to go on land. No, I doubt land, but you never know.
Yeah, well, even
People,
the one in the background, this one in the foreground is pretty obvious, but the one in the background is pretty much the same, right?
yep.
Yeah.
They probably had a whole
It's like,
fleet of these bad boys.
yeah.
Then I got this map. I think we've seen this map before, this picture. But it reminds me of like the harmonics. It has the music, and then it also has the wandering stars or the planets connected to them to show, I guess, with each frequency of each wandering star.
Yep. Actually, that's not a bad conclusion, actually, because when you think about it, there's people who have done studies on the stars and they've zoomed in on them and they can even record sound on them. Have you seen those videos where they record the sound of a star?
Yes, I have. Yep. Fucking heat's finally coming on. Squeeze me. X the most high techniquer piece, man. He said, I think the propeller he said, I think the propeller looking thing turned like a gear to turn the wheels on the boat.
Yeah, that's what I got out of it. The most high techniquer. There you go in there, the most high techniquer.
Let me go back to that picture. There we go. Stupid lighter.
Yeah, definitely driving the wheels that are turning the water. But you'd have to have them all going the same way. You want those propellers turning the same way. So they'd have to position I suppose they're only a forward driving boat, aren't they?
You know what?
You wouldn't have reverse.
He's right. The wheels are like the same back in the days when I used to watch the guy's name was Charles too. Little House on the Prairie, when he worked at the wood, he worked at the what did they call it back then? Where they cut wood and shit. But anyway, the point is they had a thing that had buckets on it, and it would spin in the water, and it was to move the saw. But what they didn't tell you in Little House on the Prairie, that was creating electricity. But this one turns to turn gears, like he said, to turn the propellers. That makes a lot of sense.
Yep, that does make a lot of sense. And you can see that they have a forward shape on both ends.
Yeah, but you could turn this boat anyway, because there's a loader on the back or the front. So what's the back and front? It probably can go either way. It's four-wheel drive.
Four-wheel drive, yep.
Now look at this thing. They got a scale in their hand. Now the guy on the left has a bunch of eyeballs all over him. And the person on the right, I think she got stars all over her. Now, on the balance there, it looks like it has the stars and planets, and then something else. Zodiacs, maybe?
Yeah. I reckon the one on the right that the lady is holding up might have the sun and the moon, right? The ecliptical orbits of the sun and the moon. And the other one seems to have the sun and the moon and maybe the planets, you know. Well, I can't see how many lines there are. But if you're taking the sun and the moon as 1 and 2, the next ones would be 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
All right. I'm going to go. Well, I got these book covers. These are the 7 stars. I'm going to see if I can download this book. That's why I saved it.
There's
And
that lady with the crescent moon again.
Where?
There on the right in the middle.
Oh, yep. And she's got it that way, too. And
Yep.
then in the sky, it's the other way. Huh. Is that the same guy? At the top there? No, that's not him. But anyway, we're getting to some German stuff.
Ooh, that's a big machine.
Right. It don't look like we built it. Look at this bullet train. Look at this bad boy, man. This thing's armored to the gills.
Yeah.
Huh. Look at this machine.
Holy.
They call it the Swamp Cat. Oh, it says it right there, Swamp Cat. Well, yeah, what were you going to say about this train? I'll go back.
Just looking at it almost looks like a bloody submarine on wheels, right?
Right. They should have covered the wheels, because if I was the enemy and I needed to stop this train, I would shoot a missile at those wheels right there.
Yep.
But everything else looks to be pretty covered as far as in those windows over there. I would have, well, that's probably just like a little port. It probably closes off over there in the windows. But yeah, I would definitely have like some thick steel windows over there. You know, this guy made an aluminum ball. I watched this channel. He shoots all these different rounds. And he made an aluminum ball, aluminum foil, thick little, about the size of a basketball. And he shot a pretty good sniper round, and it didn't even go through. But then he shot this sniper round with a bigger caliber sniper, and it made one little hole, and he turned it around. That thing was, oh my God. If that bullet was to go into somebody, you're done. It blew the whole back end of the ball off. You know.
Yeah.
Those are the rounds the government got. So when people say let's go to war against them, I think you're pretty dumb.
The other thing is that too, when you got a bullet, you got 2 different bullets. You got a solid nose and a hollow point. A solid
now
nose.
They got exploding rounds.
Yeah, but the solid point will usually go straight through, and it doesn't leave too much damage when it exit. But when you put a hole in the bloody thing, you put a hollow point in, it does a whole different, takes on a whole different shape and explodes out the back, because the bullet is no longer shaped, you know, has a pointed shape. It usually mushrooms. And when they mushroom like that, that's when they blow out the back.
I hear plates in the background. Who's cooking that good food?
No, that's the bowl. That's the bowl.
Oh, I'm about to get my boat ready.
Maureen's getting her bowl ready to going out to have a.
Well, not actually. I'm going to scrape it out.
She's going to scrape out the bowl.
Nice. Gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. Times are
my
rough.
pain helps with my pain.
When times are rough, you gotta be tough.
Yep.
Roll up your cuff when times are rough. I'm gonna write that down. I like that. Look at this picture. Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to show you, Dean. Man, I forgot. I downloaded this picture already, but I downloaded it again just to show you. I have it somewhere in my collection.
Okay.
But these are loading stations for the old. The Germans put two what are things called? Two Zeppelins together, and this is the loading dock for them, or the creating dock.
Ooh, look at that. They got bloody trains going into them.
Yeah.
They got trains going into them like we have on our ships.
On our ferries.
On our ferries and that cross, from one place to another. That's exactly what that is. It's a bloody two trains going in.
No.
It's almost like they drive right up into it and pick them up, almost.
Hmm.
Because they're on wheels, that thing. That's on wheels.
Yeah, I think so.
And it's got engine room, which kind of makes me think that that's a solar unit, right? Almost like a solar unit. I mean, the front, it's got pilot house on the front where those things are. But along the side, it's got engine room. You would swear that the interface on the top is exactly the same in both pictures. And they're obviously able to fly. Were they? Were they able to fly?
Yeah, yeah, they fly.
Yeah.
You can see where they show you the front of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a picture here that shows the different sizes of them. Look at this thing.
When
It's
the
like
giant I was going to read that.
oh, hold on.
When the giant airships of tomorrow arrive to discharge and take on freight, speed will be principal something Dilderum to enable the freight to be handled in the shortest time so as to keep the ship in the air. It is here proposed to pack the freight in metal cars, these cars being run in or out with an electric locomotive. It's showing. So there you go. Look at that.
Supposed to be doing it in our country soon. Over the fast train.
Yeah, Then you got this thing right here, man.
Holy, look at the size of that. That's LZ2. Led Zeppelin 2. I wish I could read that, but I can't.
Yeah, I know, that sucks. Then you got, this is it too. This is the diagrams of it.
Holy shit, man. This is awesome, Chuck. Where have you been finding this stuff?
Where you ain't been looking.
Where I ain't been looking for it, sis.
Sorry.
Look at the blooming motor on the thing underneath, right?
Hold on. I'm pulling up a lot of these pictures.
That actually looks like a bloody gun, bunch of gun turrets to myself. That's like a massive, great big, I don't know, projector of some sort of gun. Because you have a look underneath the front of it, there's one, looks like two little, like you see in the bottom of planes that were in the war, you know. The bomber planes, you had little gun turrets underneath. That's what those look like. Two behind it and one in the front.
Wow.
But the ship itself looks so modern.
Now, I'm not saying all these ships are real, and some of these could be from video games, like, who knows, but unfortunately some of them are real.
Well, it's like the smoking mirrors. You can say that some of them aren't, and some of them are pictures, and some of them are for video games, and that way you can shake the whole bloody thing up and just say, well, it's all fiction, because some is fiction, it makes the rest fiction, right?
Yeah, like people say, it's what's the new thing now, Dean? It's AI generated, and
or Photoshop.
People done so many AI that they can't tell apart now from reality, and that's why I stay away from a lot of AI generating stuff.
Of course, I know what you're saying.
Look at this docking of I think this is one of those.
Holy hell.
It's got a plane in there, look.
You can see it. Holy.
You could put warships in it. You could put bloody everything in it. You could
know what they carting around in it. I'm not going to tell you.
Well, that plane that they got sitting in there looks like an old DC-3. You know, had about 5 bloody passengers on one side and 5 on the other. You could get 10 or 12 bloody passengers in the old DC-3, and that was about it.
Man, I got pictures of blimps, a couple of German subs, and I mean, just stuff that no wonder the US wanted Germany, because hope I could download this. No, that's that. Anyway. Holy schmoly, dude.
There's some craft, man.
I agree. Ooh, I just found a good map. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
This picture I'm looking at. I'm going to show more pictures in 1 second. Getting some good ones prepared. Considering people haven't showed up really. Maybe they're busy with Izzy.
Yeah, I've got to get out soon and unload me bloody car. I didn't unload it yesterday. I don't
They
want to
didn't
leave it
unload your car?
Yeah, I dropped the back seats and I use it like a little truck. I filled it up with bloody firewood. That's what how I ended up with my injury. But I made sure I got a whole load back before I bloody came home. I did a makeshift bandage on the job until I got home.
You know, how come people haven't questioned these blimps? Were these blimps holding some serious technology that played a part in these wars? Did they have direct energy weapons on them that were melting buildings? Like, I think about, they don't really talk about these. They only say these ships carried people. Well, yeah, we know that. But what else were they used for?
Well,
You
that's
know?
what I reckon. That buddy, when you have a look at that, not the last one you showed of the blimp, but the one before, the word that says the airships of tomorrow. And if you have a look at it, that could easily be an energy type weapon underneath, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull some up now. I just wanted to. Who's in the Chizza chat? All right, let's see. Peace to KT. Peace, Marcel. Marcel said it looks like a flying city. X the Most High. Pete. Oh, it shot me backwards. Hold on. He says one day I kicked a coin, slid it through a puddle, and it was gliding so perfectly, like skipping a rock. But that's when I realized UFOs might be flying disc-shaped submarines. I think UFOs are using the same technology. You ever seen the guy who took a bunch of insect wings and he put them on this device and he flew in the air? He had a handle. And just like the insects have 4 pairs of wings, they hum. They're humming because they're on a certain frequency.
Yep.
And they use that. And they're able to hover and do all this stuff. Well, I watched a video of them. And I didn't believe it was going to work. I said, his weight is too much. He showed the insects and everything. As soon as he hit that lever, he started to float. I said, no way. Let me pull up some other.
Levitation. We don't really know the full principles. I'm sure there is already those that do. But the layman, us, the average Joe layman, you don't have any understanding of it. Maybe some do. The thing is, if it was, excuse me, if it was I've got a bloody frog in my throat. If it was you know, like that kind of knowledge was taught in schools, we'd all have bloody access to it, right? What do we got here, Chuck? So we got the electric power
I thought
plant.
someone was coming up. I heard it go bloop. Anyway.
Diesel engines, fuel tanks. ran on diesel then. Motors for retracting pontoons. Office reception hall. The Dynamic Ocean by Hugo. The tendency at the present time in airplane building is toward consistently increasing size.
You're reading the little paragraph?
Yep. It is.
You can see it?
Yep, I can see it.
All right, cool.
It is probably realized by all who have like some of it I can't see. Let me zoom in a bit more. Okay, so it is probably realized that all who have concerned themselves with aircraft that the larger machines are not very far in the future. From the earliest Wright airplane, which weighed approximately half a ton, to the present record holder, the Docks, which weighed 50 tons, took a period of some 25 years. The 10,000 ton airplane projected on a like time scale would therefore make its appearance not later than the year 1952. However, with the nature of the present day technique, it is quite possible at this something meant that the 10,000 ton plane would be here much sooner. It is already becoming apparent that ideas of the ordinary ocean liners
looks like a flying city.
Are more and more emboldened or embodied in airplane construction, and all probability this tendency will be followed in years to come in either what the heck is that? Words. What we will have is a flying something or other. I can't read the rest of it. But I think that's been half of that knowledge is half of that report is not on there, right? It's been
Peace, KT.
Hey, peace, y'all. It says ocean liner. It just says that, a flying ocean liner.
Yeah. Hi, how are you?
Hey, doing good. I hope y'all doing all right. It's cold over here where I'm at. I just came up here to say hello, though. I'm just listening. I'm gonna go back to the chat, though.
Well, it's nice to come up and let us know that you're following along.
Yeah, I see a couple things, even in the comments. Like, someone said something about an underground city. I don't know if y'all had already talked about it, but do y'all know if it's like military, government? You know, people disappear around them areas that we can't even. You know,
I have a map. That shows that. Yeah.
Human trafficking.
It's really ridiculous. And like, what can we do? They say call the FBI, but what does that really do? You know, it's really sad.
That's just letting them know you know something and putting your target on you.
But what do we do though? Like, shoot, that don't matter. You know, they gang stalk.
We gotta find these underground bases.
Of course,
they gang stalk.
They gang stalk everywhere.
Yeah, for real. But I'm not worried about that. They know. It is what it is. But
yeah.
You know, like
Hey, well, we've got to acknowledge that we know as well, right?
yeah, like
Yeah.
because people do see, like some people they see it's something. I don't know. It's
On
very
you, girl,
interesting.
on you. I like you.
But,
Yeah, bloody
but
hell.
I got that
We've
map.
It's
actually got to
interesting.
acknowledge this.
No, I
We've got
just
to
be in the
make
chat.
sure
You
that.
know, I don't be wanting to say just.
Yeah, it's open topic,
Good on
KT.
you. Good on you.
Man, it's interesting.
It's basically
crazy.
open topic. But I got a map that shows all the entrances to caves. And what do you know? When you
What?
line up the missing people, 98% of them
What?
are all near these cave
Woo.
systems.
Where's it? Where's the biggest one?
Hold on. Let me see if
Oh
I can
snap!
find the map.
Is it updated?
It's
Like
on
who
my
updates it?
laptop.
Who updates
Thank
it?
you, KT, for coming up. Thank you.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, like I have some trusted sources, but I don't know. What if they just? I don't.
Wait, you came up before, right? And you
I
said
don't know. It's been a
you
while.
work at a place and you were gonna check the basement out. I remember. I think that was you. I could be wrong.
A
No?
basement. What happened? Who said that?
Someone came up and said they work for some place and they see weird stuff going on in the basement. They were gonna check it out. And I was thinking you better be armed because
Ooh.
I would
Have they
never
been
go
back?
underground unless I had an M16 or better.
Have they been back? We should check on them. Yeah, I be trying to check in though. But yeah, it's very interesting.
On you.
I be seeing some stuff.
You've actually just, in the few words that you've said heaps to me, right? Heaps.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I don't know. We can't go in there. I don't know. We can. I ain't scared.
I think we can get
in
in a certain depth. We can get into a certain depth, into a certain compartments, I would say,
really
but whether we could get into those.
With this information that you all like read, like literally, I feel like when we get in there, it's gonna be so different in that mountain, like than what we get in the cities. You know, like it's gonna, you know, like people, something's living in there. You know, how can we have this information? You know, somebody's coming back and telling us, or somehow and surviving. Some of them do, but some of them die.
This picture clearly shows.
I fully agree. Yes. Yeah.
It's very interesting.
It shows underground building. That building's connected. This isn't a magazine from a long time ago. A
lot of these tunnels too are built on grid lines, right?
Yeah. All I can say is these type of buildings right here are all over the realm, no matter what country you're in. And even in the wars, they were saved.
They usually,
so are they connected underground?
It says heritage auction, but I actually believe that all these ones here, I actually think that these are ones that they've used for government. Right?
All of them, yeah. You'll never find someone personally owning one of these buildings, and I think it's for a reason, because they're all connected. I got tons of pictures of Dresden, Berlin, Germany, and all these buildings that were saved in the bombs. Everything around is annihilated.
Wow.
But the other thing I know, you look at this, it says image by heritage auctions. So somebody was auctioning these bloody things off, right?
I don't know.
Are they still being used, or are they just?
Yeah.
They weren't, like you said, hit when the devastation happened. That's for a reason. Who owned that?
Well, I'm gonna do. If anyone has time, I live in Connecticut, and it's freezing here now. I'm going. Well, I'm in Hartford, Connecticut, and I'm gonna show the Capitol. It's unlike anything we've ever built. I know we didn't build it. There's Indian statues on it.
Ooh, what?
And I found tons of proof that Indians, most of them are the so-called black people. A lot of them. I found proof, and it's mind-blowing that they tucked that under the rug. And then they created
I'll send you some pictures of our Parliament House, right?
Yeah, they're all over.
Built the beehive.
Well, we didn't build these things.
The new Parliament House is called the Beehive, and it looks like a monstrosity of a thing. But yeah, we had
she
the
left.
Parliament House. Oh, okay.
Maybe it's what I said. Oh, she's
What
back.
did you say?
The thing, it just, I don't know what I mean. Sorry about that. You said the Indians, that's the last thing I heard.
Yeah, the Indians. I've shown pictures. I think it was when Axis was up here, Dean, or was it yesterday?
Okay.
I think it was yesterday when Mind's Eye was up here, and
Okay.
I was showing all the old. I don't even like using the word black or white, but what else? I don't know people's names back in them days, but the Indians were black tribes, and
Yeah.
I always wondered why they tucked that under the rug. I have so many questions about the Indians and why, because I used to go to powwows and stuff, and the Cherokee was mostly so-called black people. A lot of
Same with
tribes.
the Mohicans and the Sioux. Even had a lot of black people.
Well, the Mohegan tribes from Connecticut, the Mohegan.
Right.
And the Old Dirty Bastard from Wu-Tang, he was a Shinnecock. His great-great-grandfather was the chief. That's Lower Manhattan. And why would they sweep it under the rug? Because it shows proof in a lot of articles in old newspapers that it says Indians, and it shows black people. And then I didn't just bring this up because you came up, KT. I was just thinking,
Oh, no. Yeah.
the Hartford Capitol has Indian statues all around it, and I was looking at it like, we didn't build this. And then, you know, even the Nation of Islam, as far as I know, they say African American, when I think it's wrong that probably a good amount of so-called black people in this country are a tribe of Indians.
Indians, yeah.
And then they teach you it's all African American, which is it made me question even
it's
Germany.
A lot of titles.
Germany is a new name. It's Deutschland. Is where my ancestors are from.
Okay.
And it makes me question, are all the freaking titles wrong? You know?
What's it called? You said Deutschland?
Yeah, Dutchland or
Dutch.
Deutschland.
Yeah. Okay. Look at them. That's that language. They have different dialects out there. It's very interesting. I look into that too. Do you know like what they speak? Because I know, you know, with like
Marcel would know.
Trade ways and things like
He
that.
lives over
That's
there.
very interesting. Oh, cool.
Marcel,
Deutschland?
you have time to come up?
I hope I'm not saying it wrong.
Marcel would know what dialects they speak.
Wow.
My ancestors are from Germany. My grandma was German, and my grandfather was, I think, Polish and German.
Wow.
But my mother obviously is Polish and German, and my father was Italian and I think Lithuanian. But I just consider myself German. Because to me, German and Poland were cousins or something.
Yeah.
It's all the same to me. German, Poland, freaking Russian.
Wow.
Deutschland. That's how you spell it, Marcel? Deutschland? I thought it was spelled D-U-E-T-C-H. I don't know. I guess Marcel's busy, but yeah.
Changed how we speak. They changed how we speak on purpose, even though like they were speaking Latin at some point. I'm still trying to learn Latin. I think that's
right.
Cool.
That's good you brought that up, because I watched this guy Divergent, and he was explaining how are these buildings all over the world, and people didn't speak the same. How are they communicating? Right? If people knew different languages.
I've got to go to the toilet, so I'm just going to mute my mic up for a bit. Excuse me.
All right.
Divergent.
There's so many. Like I made a collage of, I think it was South America, Jamaica, Haiti, U.S., Canada, Russia, like anywhere you go, you can find those buildings. Different types too. I think they were energy stations. Even the pyramids too.
I don't know if this is right or wrong, but I just like read this somewhere that the Tower of Babel was like a spaceport. They were using that to travel.
Huh.
They were flying. I don't know. I gotta read up on that. But yeah, they do use that, the Egyptian stuff, the ley lines. Y'all talking about power grids? Yeah, they really do that energy harvesting. That's really real. It's crazy.
What do you think about Egypt? Do you think, because I've seen
Man,
old
they got so
pictures that
much.
show
Oh
them
my gosh.
building Egypt in the 1800s.
Man, 1800?
What if,
Huh?
yeah.
Wait.
They showed train tracks going to the pyramids, and they were bringing in blocks. They could be repairing it. I don't know.
1800, because it wasn't that long ago. Like 1800.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right there.
And there was no hieroglyphs in the same pyramid that now has hieroglyphs. So my question is, was Egypt created to feed the out of Africa theory? The only people that came, like I watch what's his name? Talks a lot about Indians and stuff. Dane Calloway.
Okay.
His sister Bethy.
Yeah. Shout out.
Dane one day said, because I remember school had me confused, especially with the Indian thing. But I never ever spoke on it because I just left it alone. But I used to say grandpa.
Hey,
I would go to my grandfather.
Can you come up?
Yeah.
You gonna come up? He be talking about some stuff in the chat. I talk to you about some stuff too. It's funny. Oh, he came up, Marcel. Hi. Oh, sorry. Keep going, Charles. Sorry about that.
I forgot where I was.
I'm paying attention to the chat. Shout out to the chat, the panel.
The pyramids could be a part of the out of Africa theory because the only slave ships that came here were the European slave ships. And my grandpa told me my great grandparents came here in 1890 something.
Yeah.
And they had nothing. My grandpa had 7 or 8 other brothers.
Yeah.
And everything my grandpa had, he had to work making a nickel. He said a nickel an hour or a day.
Yeah, wages. Was it anything like war related, or is just strictly to live, like just to travel and to send the money back? Because he's working for you all, right? That's the reason why y'all he traveled that way. Wasn't it because of that? I heard they send the women and the children during wars.
I tried to ask my grandpa about that. Like, why did my great grandparents move here? Like, all he told me was they sold everything because my grandpa's born here in 1920.
Okay.
But my great grandparents, he said, so I would ask my grandpa, who was your grandparents? And he would sit there considering he had a stroke. But yeah. They had to sell everything to come here, like dirt poor, and just anything the school system throws out there, I deny it because I don't want to learn about it. I don't. The textbooks.
Oh yeah, no. It's ooh Lord. Excuse me. I tried, and I was just a sub. Lord have mercy. No. These kids are very. I hate to say it, they have their own vernacular. They have their own vernacular. They talk. They talk different. I'm like, oh yeah, no.
The respect level.
It's
different.
It's gone. I don't know.
Back in the days, an elder, you disrespect them, smack your head off, and it wasn't out of mistreatment. It was that smack teach you have respect. Right. Nowadays, you smack your child for disrespect, and you go to jail. It's like, what?
I'll say something too. As far as the smacking too, I feel like that's probably of that old paradigm because my people back in the day, they was tough. They was tough, but they had to be because of what was going on. Things are. I don't want to say more relaxed, but it's not. But but I agree. Respect.
And that's true because my mother had, well, I call her, she was like my stepmother. Where I grew up, you know, I had a lot of black friends, and my mom would leave me with my friend's mother to babysit.
Yeah.
And my friends would not talk back to their mother at all. There is a difference, like,
Right.
between a so-called white household, and there's a lot of respect. I learned a lot from being around different cultures, or
Yeah, that's a good thing.
she would smack the hell out of my friend Javon, boy. And she said, "I'll smack you too, Chuck." Ha! My mother gave her the okay to punish me.
Yeah, that's a thing too.
But that's good, man. Respect
yeah,
goes a long way in life.
It does.
And I feel like the newer generation, they don't respect the elders.
No.
They don't care what the elders have to say. They're not soaking in that wisdom.
Not
that could. And the gang
it's
life.
planned. I hate to say that it's planned. That was planned, or that we stopped, or that we didn't want to keep trying, or that we saw it and we just let it happen. I don't know.
Damn, Marcel, come back. I was just about to
Uh-oh. Did he leave?
Get into that, but he disappeared.
Uh-oh. See the chat.
Nah.
He was up here. Yeah.
They created all these white and black stuff to and all these ideologies, man. I really don't pay mind to that anymore. It's ignorance to me. But I'm grateful I grew up with Puerto Ricans and all these labels, right? Black, Puerto Rican, I grew up with so many people from all over. I wouldn't ask for anything different. I can't imagine growing up in an all-white city. That would be lame. It'd be pretty damn boring too. But I have this picture here.
Would you say gentrification was a good thing?
Oh, hell no. What's that?
I don't know. Basically diversifying the neighborhoods, basically. Like,
I
don't know. It can go in like many different ways. I don't know.
Well, I don't know if I want to call it diversified, but the neighborhoods here, there was like Little Poland. And then you had the certain projects where the whole city was really poor people. Everyone down in the city, Jamaicans, we all lived like mixed with each other. There's never any problems really. There was no really racist stuff. It was there, but the way I grew up, that shit wasn't tolerated at all.
Yeah.
Everyone got along with everyone. Compared to like one of my friends grew up in Vermont and said, "I didn't see a black person."
I'm gonna have to get down, go down now, Chuck. My buddy, the bandage that I had on is not. I'm gonna have to let this wound dry out a bit because it's not congealing properly. And yeah, I've got blood in the bed. I've got blood in my clothes, so it's not bloody.
Come out no wash.
Are you okay?
Yeah,
I'm all right. I had a bit of an accident, and yesterday I was getting some firewood, KT, and a log rolled onto my bloody forearm and gouged a big bloody hole.
Yeah, I wanted to show you the rest of these pictures, Dean, but that's all right, man. You got to go. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, man. Take care. Oh, my goodness.
My bloody my skin is a bit thin, and I don't think. Well, it's not the. I don't think it was the thinness of the skin as much as it was the weight of the bloody thing when it hit my arm. It was squashed between two bits of wood.
Yeah.
And then it rolled, and when it rolled, it actually took a chunk of skin out of my arm. Yeah.
Mm.
It looks worse than it. Well, actually, I suppose it's as worse as it looks. Yes.
Did you wrap it up? Did you wrap it or?
No, I wrapped it straight away, but Maureen, my wife is she's got
Yeah, go
she's
ahead.
a vet nurse. She's done nursing, right?
Yeah. Good. That's good. Well, take care. Take care. All right.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Chuck, for letting me up, and yeah, I better get on with it and deal with this. Yeah. Take care, guys.
I got booted
Nice to
out.
meet you, Kate. Nice to meet you, Katie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
talking to you. Nice talking to you.
All right, Dean.
Peace out, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
There's so many pictures with giants in them. I gotta find more. Like this underground, but this is just like a wireless soldier. Automatic wireless soldier. I don't know. But I have a map that shows the underground train. I have a map of an underground train system that literally goes under the oceans
Wow.
to every continent, island.
Mm.
And it was from 1998, and then I found an updated one. So these people got underground trains. I had a video that a soldier was talking about underground cities the size of Manhattan. He said they got underground farms. Have you ever heard of the Sun Simulator? People say, "Oh, the Sun Simulator's in the sky." I think they built that for the underground farms they have. He said miles of underground farms. I mean, these people could stay underground and survive.
Yeah.
Like, and who knows what else they got going on under there.
What's it for?
I think we start investigating, you know,
What are they
going underground.
They're preparing for something. They're doing something down there. I don't know if it's accessible to everyone, but I know, like you say, like some areas in China, they do have subterranean passageways, like what are those trains they have out there?
Oh, the bullet trains.
Yeah, they have those. So I don't know. We do need to investigate, check it out. We do. I definitely wouldn't mind. Because it's just too much evidence. It's pointing at. Oh.
No, go ahead. I was just looking at this picture. Yeah, there's so much evidence. Like China, the empty cities they got and all this stuff. Like, what's about to happen? Now, everyone says resets, but
We're always getting reset. That's probably.
I can't stand the people in high places.
Yeah, they're pathetic. Why can't I reach the? Oh my goodness. Okay.
I don't know if this is real or did somebody draw this? It's probably fake from a video game. But this I think is real. All it is a Zeppelin, helium, like a helium. They use helium to float, and it's got a landing thing on top of it. That's pretty creative.
Helium.
Then I found this picture. I don't know what this is, but it looks like a boat.
What is all this used for? Like, what is this for?
I don't know. Maybe if a flood happens, like they're what is his name? Noah? I mean, the guy who owns it's probably named Noah. I mean, hey, that would be smart to have a camper like home, but it also float on water.
Yeah. That's probably what they're preparing for all this stuff to be underground. They prepare for something. They trying to go hide. I don't know.
Shit.
Get away from the water, but that, I mean, it is possible to go deep enough to, I guess, because that's what's happening. While
What do you think about the Bible?
What do you mean?
Like, do you think?
I don't know,
Like,
because I'm a believer, so I do believe in, the creator. There is a creator. I do believe in that.
I believe that.
I get to see
Well,
so
I know
many beautiful things every day in my life. I don't come up here too much, but man, stuff be happening. I would love to share, but people wouldn't believe me. It's like, it's like a solo. It's a self journey. You're going to experience it yourself, Can't nobody tell you a perspective but your own, And so many things going to try you to see, if you're going to stand firm. And you got to, that's what I've learned so far. And I don't mind, sharing. But yeah, man, I do believe in certain things in the Bible. I know. I go to the library around, my hometown just because, some of the information that we do look up, like I can get on Google, whatever, or DuckDuckGo, and those websites that we have over here, because I'm in the US, and research some things, and then it'll just stop. Like it'll just start not giving me what I'm looking for. So I just have to, discern, because most of the knowledge that we're looking for is in the ethers. Everything we tap into is infinitesimal, this energy.
I said that yesterday. It's crazy you bring that up.
Yes,
I was saying the information is up in the ether, and we're like towers.
Yes, indeed.
Boom,
boom, boom.
But with all the other microwaves and all these other signals kind of like interfere with us connecting to our higher self.
Yeah.
I don't subscribe. I'm not in no religion, no cult, but it don't matter what religion. I've pulled out information from them all. And
Marcel,
I personally think the creators made this place for us to be gods. And I don't mean superhero gods where you're flying with a cape and you're snapping fingers and people are being created out of dirt.
But look, hold on, because when you say that now, because I've read some things where people have come from dirt or rocks, or they say man, the woman, or the Bible say, come from the rib of the man. You are my bone.
Boy, that's possible.
Scriptures. But
through DNA and genetic manipulation.
Because now let's draw a line, because they like to say the homogeneous, the apes, that theory. Who's that? What is his name? Him. But they all were saying that. But I mean, which one can you believe? Like, I mean, of course, apes, they have a brain.
I don't agree with that.
Do what we do.
We didn't evolve from apes.
Right. So, and then there's another line. Let's draw another one. The Big Bang Theory. They say how we were created. That's another one too. So it's like, it's so many different things that could just draw from one thing. That's why I say it's so, that's why I say, like, with this, I just flow with it, because it's we can all come and try to dissect this and still have many different ties that still connect to the same thing. And it's like we trying to get the same answers. We just, I don't know. We just have to accept it. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I try. I like to to hear people's perspectives and stuff, because I've learned so much. That's why I used to do content, and then ever since I started going live and meeting people from all over, all these
Yeah.
powerful minds and like-minded people, I don't, that's all I want to do is
Yeah, it's a beautiful
try
thing.
to bring people together.
It is.
And it's hard with racism and racist ideologies that are created.
Yeah.
And just so much division. It's very difficult to
For
allow
sure.
people to see the bigger picture, the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
They're blinded by
You call them
lies
gatekeepers?
and
You think those are
yeah,
gatekeepers? They're there on purpose, order out of chaos. But where is the chaos? We don't. We're complacent till something happens. I say, why
every
did
race
you
has
know?
gatekeepers. You're right.
Like why? Why do we have to wait till something traumatic happened to want to stand up or do something? We see it as it's
Yeah.
happening. It's very
Why
interesting.
you got to die to go to heaven, right? Why does you got to die for everything to be good? It can be good now.
Right now.
If
Yeah.
people realize they're the power
Most
and
definitely.
the
We are.
only savior is self, then we can change this place. The only way the government is going to stop doing all the things they do is by us saying enough's enough. You don't have to go to war.
Nah. Yeah.
We could walk away and watch the paradigm collapse.
Fall. Now, I'm not saying we holding it up, but it's some things that's relying on us too, that, keys to that. But when we stop, definitely, it's going to fall. Domino. It has to. It has to. Are they going to force us to go to work or something if we all just say no? But, we still need to eat. We still need gas. We need to survive,
Right.
Like, I'm
But that's
still
a
hearing people
major
say that.
part.
So
Growing
we
food.
just, yeah, like,
How many grandmas? I don't see grandmas with gardens no more. When I was growing up, there were all the old school people who had gardens, and
I ain't
they
gonna lie.
didn't pass that down.
I ain't gonna lie, like even with farming, like, cause I'm all for it, cause I grew up on a farm too when I was a kid, but I
What?
I
That's
feel like
fun.
out in the country, okay, we stayed a little ways, so
Uh,
it's just like, to me, I don't know. You
how
still would need to
was
go to the
that?
store. You still would need to go. Well, it was a different life, but I'm just saying, like now, like being in the city, like you still would need to, like if something happened, you need to be there, and like staying like an hour away, something happen, you're too far out, you won't have nobody to call, you out there in the wilderness, like situations have happened. It's like, no, it's not that good. Like you still need to, even though you are, got your own livestock, your own property and things like that, you still have to go to the city for some things. Like you still gonna need something, so to me it's just like walking away from it, you still gonna need it, even though there are people, like living off the grid, but they still have to go and buy certain things, to still survive, you know what I mean, like gas, like man-made, like stuff that's, non-renewable resources that we still need to live, you know what I mean, even though we can, like ourselves, because I've been thinking about all that type of stuff, because this stuff is it's bound to fall at some point, and we just got to be ready. I'm sure some people ready, and I really like that. Shout out to the panel. Charles, look,
Yeah,
I'm about to,
religion's falling apart. Everything's falling apart.
Charles, I am about to get up off here. I'm gonna check, man. We're gonna have to talk later. Shout out to y'all though, man. We gonna
Yeah,
have to
thanks
talk.
for coming up.
I'm gonna catch y'all later though. You keep going though. You keep going. Y'all are on it. Y'all are on it. Y'all are great. Under the big government. Our families. Oh yes, they are a mini government. Yep, you got it. Okay, but yeah, I'll see you later, Charles. Yeah, have
All
a
right,
good
KT,
evening.
peace.
Bye.
All right, I'm gonna go over these pictures, and then if no one comes up, I guess that's my sign from Jesus himself. Now, people have said this is fake, but I disagree, because I got pictures of this happening in New York City. And how they line this up, I have no clue. Maybe by magnets. This picture is from the New York Times in New York City, probably right before I hope so, Marcel. As above, so below, from micro to macro. Everything's one and the same for the most part. Huh. And then this picture makes me think about, this is 1915, and it makes me think that these Zeppelins were used to do more than what we're told. I mean, what do you need a big light attached to it for? You know, what are you trying to see your target? I don't know why they did this. This thing's pretty cool. Except for that blade behind it. I mean, if the guy forgets there's a blade spinning in the back, I think that's a guy back there. He's freaking screwed if he put, hey, goes the wave and his hand gets yanked off. But I think that's a guy back there. No, that's not. That's a one-man machine. This is supposed to be a submarine, I think. And then this is electricity. This is from the 1700s. There's fireworks here too, but also electricity. I don't know what this was. This is from Rochester, New York, I guess. And then I showed this. How real this is. I don't think the lightning's real. But I think the other part is. I'm going to read that. Let's see what it says. I'm going to read that, and then I'll read this one. What is this, a bobsled team? What's going on here? Alright. Which one is this one? Boop. Let's see if I could read it. For persons suffering with tuberculosis or just nerves. Why is that on here? Not long ago, Charles I. Juliet Figures, French lawyer, proposed that airlines or something transport such patients above the clouds. His suggestion, which America hears, was approved by the medical facilities of France, called attention to the fact that high altitude and sunshine produce well-known changes in the blood. Interesting. In many cases beneficial. Add to this the natural exhibition on an air trip, he says, and the effect might be better than that of a mountain vacation. Dr. Carl Arnstein, Vice President and Chief Engineer of the Goodyear Zeppelin Corporation. Interesting. How Goodyear, the Goodyear blimp, it's probably a German guy who owns it. It says, and the man in charge of building the Navy's great new airships at Akron, Ohio, has described for Popular Science Monthly just how this hospital airship might be designed. The drawing of the flying clinic shown above was prepared from data supplied by Dr. Arnstein. Like a huge blister on top of the airship would rise the aerial sanatorium, which suitable provision for the care and comfort of the patients. In that position, it would receive the full benefits of sunlight. Its walls and roof would be studded with windows. The panes made of celluloid or some similar material which transmits the beautiful rays of the sun. Glass would be ruled out because of the danger of breaking and the added weight. In shape and probably in size, the body of the airship would follow the design of the 6,500,000 cubic foot airships being built for the Navy. A hospital airship of this size would be able to stay afloat for weeks at a time. An airplane carried inside of the hull could maintain communication with the ground and, if necessary, make trips for special medicines and supplies. That's fucking dope. That is really dope. What a great design. And, man, it said it could stay up there for weeks. You know, what's that plane the government got? It could stay up in the air for weeks too. It makes me think, are they using helium? Because any person in their right mind use helium. You could probably stay up there and create a helium ship that'll like you know how the military has those jets or whatever that fuel in the air. Well, they could fuel helium in the air. But maybe because NASA is buying up all the helium, you know, it might be a little difficult. Dean, you're back. Now I'm going to read about this shipperooski. Let's see. So this is called the aerial landing field. This is recent experiments and a conversation. You can come up, Dean, if you want. I don't know if the links are still there. Recent experiments in the conversion of the sun's rays into electric power. What year was this article for them to think that? You know, people think, what are them things called? Shit. Anyway, calculators in the fucking 60s already used sunlight for electric. So that's no new technology. People think using sun for electric is new. It's been in our damn calculators back in the 80s when I was in school. So in the 60s they had them too. So okay, turning sun rays into electric power have led to an unusual idea in aerial equipment. It is a durable that not only would get its power from the sun, but also provide space for a landing field in the air. The ordinary cigar-shaped dirigible would, in effect, have a slice taken from the upper half of the gas bag. This would provide a large deck on which could be mounted solar photocells, an airplane runway, and a hangar. Planes could land on the dirigible floating over the sea. To refuel for transocean passenger service. Another usual feature of this diagram, in addition to the landing field, is the use of sun rays to power the motors of the dirigible. Scientists estimate that the sun can develop as much as 83,300 kilowatts or 115,000 horsepower per hour in an area of a square mile. Photocells convert the sun's energy into electricity when this can be done on a practical basis. The roof of an ordinary house can be used to develop electricity for the house. Well, I guess I'll end it here then, since Dean ain't coming up and I'm not going to sit here and ramble on forever. So, peace to everyone. I should have just took the day off, but I got bored. Let me just show the rest of these. Too bad Axis and Dom didn't come through. I think this might be from a video game, but this isn't. Interesting. This is a submarine. Huh. Let me erase these pictures. All right. Yeah, thank you, X the Most High Techniquer. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I'll send you the pictures, Dean. Hopefully, if I could show a movie, man, I would do a private showing. But anyway, peace out, everyone, man. And I don't want to stop the live, but like I said, I don't want to keep rambling on. It's already about to be 3 hours. So, that's crazy. The day I want to chill and stay live, people don't come through. But the day, you know, I try to end it at 4 hours, 5, 6 hours, people want to keep going. That's how it always works, so you got to be prepared for that. Whenever you want to do something, it don't work. But when you don't, you got to take advantage of that. That's why I stay 6-7 hours sometimes, because you never know when it'll be that good again. But yeah, peace out, everyone. You know, too bad Dominic didn't come through. Like I said, I need some people that know that esoteric stuff. Well, I do live streams, X the Most High, and I just erase them. I do no holds bar streams where people could say whatever they want, and it gets erased. So maybe next time I'll do a no holds bar, and you could come up and say what you want to say. But yeah, peace out, everyone. Axis might be at the rebuttal bar. Yeah, I don't even know how to get to the rebuttal bar. It's all good. But yeah, peace out.